Sometimes I like to take a chance on a complete unknown. You know what I mean? An indie game that just pops out at you. Something you've never heard another human being breathe a word of in their life. Such was the case when I opened my Steam queue one day and happened upon Ronnarium. Ronnarium is not quite a horror game. It's easy to get the impression from the RPG Maker looking art and spooky music, but it's a little more harmless than that, at least a bit. You play the role of Yokuto, an inquisitive young girl who loves to investigate mysteries. Recently, rumors have been circulating around the new local aquarium. If you stay at the aquarium after dark, you will be spirited away. Now that's the start of some real classic Twilight Syndrome stuff if I ever heard it. When you first arrive at the aquarium, you're given free rein to wander around, do aquarium stuff, speak to the guests, touch the sea cucumber, but the only real important event is with this remarkably large man, distinguished by his possession of an actual dialogue portrait, posed conspicuously beside their most strange and inexplicable exhibit.
Ah, young miss, did you also come to see the Ronnarium? What's a Ronnarium, you ask? Why, it's the water tank before you. This is the Ronnarium. Made from specially ordered glass, it stretches up through every floor of the building. Even empty as it is, it's quite a sight, wouldn't you say? I'm actually the director of this aquarium, you see. The Ronnarium is my favorite exhibit, but there's plenty to see in the other exhibits as well. Enjoy your time here, miss.
You can enjoy your time here as long as you want, but only one thing will make it long enough. After hiding behind this conveniently shaped human cutout, time passes, Yokuto's knees probably start to hurt like hell, and we pass into the aquarium at night. But before Yokuto can even venture any deeper into the nighttime aquarium, she's stopped by a penguin wearing a lanyard. The penguin talks? Good evening. You must be here at these hours because of the rumors, right? Well, I'm afraid there's not a lick of truth in them. We aquarium residents strut about the place as we please at night, so it's quite dangerous for you here. I'll walk you to the exit. Nearly forgot to introduce myself. My name is Yota. Despite what Yota says, none of the aquarium life actually poses any threat to us. They're largely unconcerned with our affairs, laying about and messing around in their own lazy ways. We can, however, now press V at any time to talk to our little penguin friend. He'll offer slight color commentary, as well as remind us of any present objectives. When this aquarium started up, they had most of the inhabitants supplied from traders and other aquariums. Most of the larger specimens are from those other aquariums. Hey, Daddy, come play with me. Your dad's on duty, son. Come on, it's late. You need to get to bed. The progression of Ronnarium works largely the same as any other game you might associate it with. You walk around, chat with the animals, and try to glean hints from their dialogue in order to solve puzzles. It's a quirky cast that follows rough but simple archetypes. A lazy little otter, a quizzical old sea turtle, a silly little upwards-facing sunfish. The sea turtle's quiz is the first real puzzle you'll run into, and is mostly easily solvable if you just pay attention to some of what the environmental text has to say. Sunfish over here is the second puzzle. Because he's always facing upwards, he swallowed something someone dropped, and now he's sick and wants us to turn him over so he can burp it out. You won't face a major obstacle until you find this walrus blocking your path. He's lazy, he's hungry, and he's a gourmet. 3 things that mean he won't budge until we find 3 things to feed him. Unfortunately, feeding him live fish would be a bit gauche, so we've got to find 3 things that would already qualify commercially as food. A lot of what you can do here is locked behind solving the sea turtle's riddle, so you'd best get that out of the way first. Once Yokuto answers his riddles 3, he tosses her an employee's key. They should probably take better care not to drop these into their own enclosures. Backstage, you can find some stragglers from the school of Japanese sardines, who've been struggling to put together their regular practiced formations without these guys around. More hints for more puzzles. What could it mean? That's for you to find out, because I don't want to spoil every puzzle in this game. Of course, while you're back here, you'll want to grab this paddle and write that sunfish down. Once he burps out whatever's in his gullet, you'll find the poor guy swallowed an entire metal spoon.
That thing in my throat came out. I'm feeling much better.
That's great. I'm glad for you. Now, for the future, what if you practiced swimming without facing upwards?
I can't do that. Facing upwards is my identity.
Once you hit the second floor, it's, The hammerhead shark is high out of his mind on the aquarium's new artificial salt water. And the octopus down here is getting blasted off cups of natural salt water. So, are either of these good for you? Before we can exit out the left side of this floor, Yota is struck from behind by his most hated foe. Stop right there! Ouch! Hey, just what do you think you're doing? I'll be taking this ID card. Smell you later! Meanwhile, the walrus from earlier has a little bro, and this kid's a bit of a copycat. He's not even that hungry, but he still wants to boss us around and make us get him food just because he saw his big bro doing it earlier. You know the drill. More puzzles to solve to get more key items to descend down. Keep this jellyfish exhibit in mind, though. It's important. Before we can get to any of that, though, we bump into one of Yota's kids, wandering a few floors far away from home.
Miss Yokoto, I assume you have no complaints about guiding Peta back up to the 4th floor. Apologies for how roundabout this trip has become, but please, lead the way. Now brush your teeth and get to bed.
Okay. Once you've got the younger walrus brother satisfied and out of the way, since he's not actually hungry, he only wants 2 items instead of 3, you finally enter Ronnarium's endgame. Anything can happen here, out of 2 things. First up, we have to get that employee ID card back. The otter won't give it up without a fight. There's no acts, mercy, or spare here, and not even any kind of timed attack system at all, so I can't actually make any Undertale or Deltarune jokes. Also, Ota is unfit for fighting and instantly dies. We need bigger guns for this. Warning! This is the spoiler warning! Everything past this point regards the ending sequences of the game! There's one local underboss of the aquarium who can introduce us to just the muscle we need to pummel this otter. If you've helped out the hammerhead shark by replacing his tank's water, the moray eel on the 1st floor will thank you by introducing you to the toughest guy in town, Needlefish. If Eel's the one asking, I suppose I'd best lend you my power. With Needlefish on our side, this fight's one-sided in an all-new direction. He's out cold. Just as I'd expect from Needlefish. Let's use the ID to crack open that door. There's a nighttime exit just past. As the little penguin says, let's step inside this quiet, ominous hallway. I suppose we are reaching the end of our little adventure together, Miss Yokoto. Once we ride up this elevator at the end of the hall, you'll be home free. Where the elevator takes us, however, is no exit. There have been many, many people who came here investigating those rumors of disappearances, and each and every one I've guided here, just as I have with you. I do say, though, that your journey has been the most protracted. It was a bit of a pain, but also fun. Miss Yokoto, this is the very top of the Ronnarium. Truly massive in scale, no? When I told you there was an exit this way, I lied. I'm so sorry. So, after witnessing Ending 1, of course, the achievement tips you off to the existence of Ending 2. We probably want to see that. So how do you get it? Well, your first hint involves the otter. There were probably reasons he was fighting so hard to keep us out of that door. But if we're gonna help him, first we've got to get back to the jellies. It's a simple little sound puzzle. The hint is given by the singing beluga whale on floor 4. Listen to his song. Punch it into the jelly tanks. And reap your reward. Their music spawned an item like a crowbar. I'm not paraphrasing or anything here, it's literally called a crowbar-like item. Interesting wording. Instead of bringing the rough and ready bruiser, we're gonna dig out a much weirder looking friend. In this bigger tank right beside where we got the needlefish dwells a weird tentacle-looking guy thing who speaks in garbled kanji and kana. He's a Portuguese man-o'-war. We don't need needlefish anymore. This guy's much cooler. His stings knock the otter down, but not completely out of it. Portuguese man-o'-war, huh? His poison's seeping in. Ah, you're still awake. But I see you can't move your body an inch. Allow me to retrieve my ID card. Wait! Hey, human. If you follow this jerk's lead, you're gonna be monster feed. What might you be talking about? Don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. You don't want to do this. Miss Yokoto, let's get moving. Now. Doing it 'cause it's your job. Doing it for your family. Stop making excuses. Shit. I can't hold on anymore. I know your family, your life, they're both important, but you have to do what you think is right. Yokoto has all the time to prod around the Ronnarium maintenance room on her own now, and find the feeding observation log. Walrus, alive. Perhaps due to its muscle, it took time to chew it down. Good for volume. Penguin, frozen. Once placed in the mouth, it swallowed, hardly chewing anything. Doesn't seem to be much of a favorite. Human, alive. Chomped it down and took its time savoring the taste. Acquisition will be the difficult part. Okay. Hey, what happens when we bang our crowbar-like thing on this? You! What are you doing? No, don't tell me you destroyed the Ronnarium maintenance system! Director, please wait! Yuta! You were supposed to watch the girl. This is all your fault. There will be punishment waiting for you. Your family will share responsibility, of course. I will take responsibility, yes. But I simply must ask, can we not put an end to this? I cannot see using live humans as feed as the best thing to do by any stretch. We must think of something else we can use to feed the creature. Quiet. You couldn't possibly understand the difficulties I went through raising it. The fortune I poured into constructing this Ronnarium, all for its sake. I fed it everything, and in the end, no feed suited it better than man. Tonight we will feed it this human, but before that, perhaps live penguin can serve as an appetizer. Director, if you refuse to understand, then I suppose we are at an impasse. Oh, really? To think, a penguin, baring his teeth at me! I do not believe I can win in a bout of strength, but that's fine.
as long as I buy her enough time.
Buy her time?
Miss Yokoto, I'll mind the director. Pull down the red lever, now, while he's occupied.
Yota, you wouldn't.
I won't let you! Hurry, Miss Yokoto!
Mommy, why isn't there anything in that tank? It's a gun thing, huh? Ronnarium's probably one of the more adorable finds I've had on my explorations into weirder, smaller, lesser-known indie games. Seeing the whole aquarium come to life, wandering through its quiet and atmospheric little halls, and hanging out with the funny little aquatic life dudes, it's basically everything I could hope for from its premise. I might have preferred to make something a little wilder in scale. A way bigger aquarium with more bizarre visuals and puzzles could be fun, but I guess that'd be going a bit far into Ebe territory. Ronnarium wants to stay small scale, and I think it does a perfectly admirable job at that. The music and the sprite work are all very pleasing. It hits the right balance of scary and cute. I like that even as you converse with the irreverent and rambunctious little animal guys, the environment surrounding you, the music, all maintains this oddly forlorn atmosphere. It's eerie and ominous, but in a chill way. You're never in danger, there's no immediate threat. You just get to hang out and feel just enough of a tinge of dawning unease to leave your heart tingling a bit. I'm not sure how thematically deep I could say the game is. Its ideas of observation, of connection, of the ideas of the boundary between the tank and the outside, it generally stays on the abstract end of it. But I did pick them up, and they were cool. I'm not the kind of person who found the game a particularly heart-rending emotional experience, but even without that, I thoroughly enjoyed it as the kind of game you can just sit down with a warm cup of coffee, or chocolate milk or soda or whatever, a bag of snacks, and have fun exploring its world and its world's weirdos. If nothing else, it touched me enough for its weird and freaky endings to have the intended effect. It's simple, it's short, it's sweet. If anything about Ronnarium looks cool, or if you enjoyed this video at all in any way, please consider dropping $2 for it on Steam. It's a meager price for a game that clearly had a lot of love and effort put in, and it might just influence an English release. I'd love to hope so anyway. This is the kind of gaming I live for.